YouTube live here from Ventura, California, and we're going to talk about detoxification. And this is cellular and lymphatic detoxification, in case you don't know. And we had our first broadcast last week, and we had a pretty good little group. So we had some good questions, and I hope I can help you guys more this week. I did have a couple of questions that weren't answered last week. Barbara had asked me what my detox diet looks like, and I said, I want to tell you, it's fruit all morning long, only fruit. I make smoothies. I have a NutriBullet, which I love. They're so easy to clean, and I basically have fruit. Put some bananas in there. If I'm doing a heavy detox, I'll skip the bananas, but berries. I'll do a fresh squeezed orange juice in there, and frozen berries or fresh berries, whatever I can get, strawberries. Try to buy organic if you can. Definitely get a veggie wash and veggie wash all of your fruits and berries, even if it is organic, because you don't know what it's picking up. But so it's fruit all day long until noon. If I'm doing a heavy detox, I'll go all day and into the evening. Now, for my maintenance diet, a good day is where I'm fruit until noon, possibly longer, and then salad, so 100% raw. It all depends on the level I'm trying to get at. I do have cheat days. I do have my favorite little snacks and things like that. When I'm not in a heavy detox, I like crunchy things, so I have a couple of cheats. I actually go to Trader Joe's and I get their rice tortillas, and I'll cut them into quarters and put them in the toaster. So I have a little toasted, quarter of a rice tortilla, and I'll put avocado on there and things like that. Um, I I call this the trickster, and when I'm trying to eat well, I have this little voice inside my head that says, just go ahead and and have this and that. So I've found ways to trick it. You can take that little quarter of a tortilla, of the rice tortilla, and you can spread a bunch of avocado on there, and go ahead and put some olives on there, put some sliced little, pearl tomatoes, make it look like a pizza, and enjoy it like that. Put some things on there, but make it a fresh, raw veggie, well, almost raw, if it wasn't for the flour tortilla, or the rice tortilla, but, just kind of trick the trickster, and you'll come up with some very inventive things and still stay really, really good on your program. But detox is really it's an art form, and what I tell people is, this is a big question. How do I do it? What do I do, and all that. And it's really you have the gas pedal and you have the brake pedal. Okay, so we all want to get to Wellville really quickly, but the reality of the matter is we're all human, and there's factors involved. So the accelerator to the floor would be 100% fruit, and going to monofruit, 100% grapes, something like that. Actually, the highest level is a water fast, but that's not something that I get into right just yet. So yeah, as far as the detox with fruit, yeah, 100%. So you back off and you accelerate the best you can, depending on your condition and how toxic you are. Toxic people, it takes a long time for them to detox. And sometimes in the beginning, it's very rough. I mean, you're stirring the pot. You've got a lot of toxins that have been sitting there for sometimes years, decades even, and you start stirring the pot with some astringent fruits like citrus, and you're pulling these acids up, into the lymph and everything. So it can give you headaches and body aches and emotional releases and all kinds of things. So you've got to be the judge of that, and do the best you can. Nobody's judging you. Just hit the gas or hit the brakes as best you can, and you'll get through this. But I hope that answers Barbara's question. Yeah, it just all depends on the level I'm going at, and I'm just such a big proponent of eating raw now. When I do have cheats, like sometimes I'll get tempted. I'll have a garden burger, let's say, and I'll figure, oh, I'll just go ahead and have a garden burger. I know it's cooked and all that, but what happens is no big deal. But what happens is, the next day my energy levels are way down. I'm a little bit achy, a little tired. I'm off my game. So, you know, I have to, you have to make your deals basically. You have to say, okay, if I'm going to have this, I'm going to go enjoy this food. This is the price I'm going to pay. Is it worth it, or do I make the deal? So, yeah, just nobody's judging. It's just that your body is going to respond differently once you get into deeper levels of detoxification. Your body's going to change, and it's not going to be as accepting as it once was. You won't be able to go to the Olive Garden and have the endless pasta bar. I'm telling you right now. So, you won't be able to do these things of the past, which is, no loss on my part. I mean, I could care less. But, if you're really craving some kind of a taste, just really have a small bit of it and do this all in moderation. And but if you have, a serious issue, you want to, you want to get busy and you want to hit this hard. So there you go. I think I see some questions coming up. I'm doing a water fast. Can I drink tea? Oh, this is Marv again. Hi, Marv. Marv's back. Great, Marv. Um, you know, I I did a water fast years and years ago, and I would think you can drink tea. I mean, the idea of the water fast is to really, kick up, a real deep detox, a heavy detox, by not having the digestive tract work on anything, and have it go in there and really, pull toxins. Water is a chelator. Water really pulls. So, can you drink tea? I imagine you can. Is it a pure water fast if you drink tea? I guess if you're a purist, no. I would say, yeah. A good guy to contact about that, Marv, is a guy named Lauren Lockman, and he's got a Facebook group, Lauren, Loren Lockman, Lochman, and he's an expert in this, and he has a place down in Costa Rica that does this, so he could answer those questions on water fast for you. Um, Oh, thanks, Marv. Yeah, he's just thanking me for investing my time. Yeah, it's my pleasure. I hope this community grows. I'm going to try and do this every Monday night. So as you guys are detoxing, that we can go through some of these issues and help you guys out. Um, because, I firmly believe that this is the greatest thing ever as far as wellness. To look at life as, not about addressing illnesses, but improving your immune system and bringing up your wellness to levels where these things don't even affect you. I was just doing some research on cancer rates, and Denmark tops the list. Denmark has the highest cancer rates in the world, and I did some research on what are they eating there, okay? And they eat smorgasbord. Okay, smorgasbord. They also do that in Sweden as well. But smorgasbord, it literally means bread and butter. So they do a lot of dairy, a lot of cheeses. They love their soft cheeses on their bread in the morning, and they just have a thing for bread and dairy. Two of the most lymphatically constipating foods you can put in your body. They love it, and they're paying a heavy price. Weight issues and certainly cancer. I haven't checked their diabetes. I'm sure it's off the charts, but their chronic degenerative diseases are really really high. And so, there's a correlation there. There's a great documentary on Netflix streaming called Forks Over Knives, which goes into these kinds of things, which is really great. So, there is a correlation between this. So, lymphatic constipation, a sewer system that's backed up, you can trace all these degenerative issues. I'm not even gonna call them diseases. I don't even like the word diseases. Okay, it puts a stigma. They're just conditions. You've clogged up your lymph system. You've gummed it up. You were given this Ferrari at birth, and you've put sugar in your gas tank. We've been given this fantastic machine. Although genetically we are getting weaker, unfortunately we're passing these genetic weaknesses down. And but we want to run this body on the highest fuel possible, and that's going to be your raw foods, your raw fruits and vegetables, mostly your fruits. And I know there's a lot of a lot of fear out there when it comes to talking about fruits. And the common things I get is oh my gosh, that's all sugar. I'm gonna get diabetes. I'm gonna just explode with candida, or I'm gonna gain so much weight, or my nerves are gonna fry, or whatever the issue is. That's just not the case. Fruit contains fructose, which is a monosaccharide. It's the simplest sugar. It's the sugar that runs the body. It doesn't require insulin to transfer into the cells. It's pre-digested basically. This is the food you're supposed to be eating, and it's just powerful. It's cleansing. It's alkalizing. That means it neutralizes acids. It's the highest energetic food on the planet. It feeds the nervous system, the brain, everything. Your energy levels just go way up. Your moods go way up, and I just can't say enough about it. And of course the other things are, where are you getting your protein? Well, the protein is from the amino acids that are in the fruit, and there's plenty of those in there. And like if you eat a steak, I mean, it's broken down into amino acids. That meat, that flesh is actually broken down into amino acids. So you get the pre-digested protein in the amino acids there. And if it's good enough for a silverback gorilla to become just a beast, yeah, I think it's good enough for us. And also the other thing is, where am I getting my fats? Well, the fats are in the form of amino acids, another pre-digested fat. So you're not going to shrivel up. Your skin's not going to turn to leather. All that. You don't have to take spoonfuls of coconut oil and all this stuff. You got it right there. Get the highest quality food you can, highest quality fruits. Soils are depleted, the fruits have been hybridized. Get the best you can. And just really, really, play with it and understand the power of fruit and get to know it. Don't dive in all at once if you're afraid, but really, really push it. And even if you have diabetes, that's a sugar metabolism problem, mostly type 2 especially. That's an adrenal gland problem. And once the adrenal glands turn around and get used to this, you can kiss diabetes goodbye. So this is an interesting fact on fruit sugar. It's not to be feared. It's to be embraced, and to feel. I call it tasting the sucre of fruit. Feeling the magic of fruit. I talk to people. They said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I did not know that it had this power. That it had this amazing." Ability to just run my body at such a great level that I'm not used to. And one of the great things is when you do fall off the wagon and you go back down, you want out of there so fast. You want to get back to your routine of high raw and high fruit so fast. You just can't wait till that day's over. Until the body turns around and goes back energetically. So that's that's just something really to explore. And looks like we have somebody up here. We have Michael. Mark, do you know of any of any first-hand accounts of detox helping to improve stroke victims? I'm trying to sell my father. Well, strokes are let's analyze what a stroke is. Okay, strokes are clogged arteries. Okay. And what are they clogged with? Okay, stroke victims are they have high cholesterol counts for the most part, right? So here's how the body works, so you understand. you have the adrenal glands that make steroids, okay, that fight acids, okay. Just operating the body creates acids, lactic acids for movement. The acids that we consume and the standard American diet is full of acid forming foods like dairy and grains and meats, okay. So the body gets overwhelmed. Okay, if you have weak adrenals, as most people do, we live a very stressful life. They take the adrenals down. We have genetic weaknesses, so forth. So you combine weak adrenals and a high acid food, and what happens is the body can't keep up. So, but it fights. It doesn't want to get acidic. Because, like Dr. Morse says, if acids win, you lose. And the body knows this, so it tries to fight it. So, guess where it goes? Next stop, it goes to the liver, and it says, hey, liver, give me some cholesterol. It's a fantastic antacid. It's a lipid, right? It fights acids. Give me some cholesterol. So, when you're talking about cholesterol issues, a lot of times you're talking about adrenal issues and a high acid diet, highly acidic diet. So by bringing up the adrenals, by lessening the amount of acids we take in, we're going to make less cholesterol, okay? And since meat is an acidic forming food and it's hard on the kidneys, it's hard on the adrenals, right? You're not going to eat that anyways, all right? So the animal products are going to go bye-bye, and then it's going to start dropping. Now, the body will go after calcium too to fight acids. You know, one of the main ingredients in Tums is calcium. So calcium is a great antacid too. So it starts robbing it from your arteries. It starts robbing it from the bones, the joints, whatever it's near, the organs. It'll steal calcium to stay alkaline. The body wants to stay alkaline. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. You reduce the amount of cholesterol necessary to fight acids, and then the cholesterol levels go down. As far as the plaquing in the arteries, let me get back to you on that. There are things that he can do to reduce to reduce the plaque in the arteries naturally. I know that the garlic and the capsium, I think they call it. It's basically a red pepper. That Dr. Morse has helped to do that. But I can get back to you on that on what your father can do. I'll post my email address. You might want to send that to me, and we can help your dad out. Okay. All right, Jamar. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad you like this information. And Michael, I hope that helps you. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's interesting how the body works. You know, the things. You know, like it would be logical to say, "Oh, I got high cholesterol. You know, I better not have any cholesterol." You know, or on the other hand, people will actually say that, you know what, I'm going to go and eat whatever I want, you know, but I'm just going to take Lipitor, and that's going to take care of the cholesterol. Well, Lipitor, as far as I know, does nothing for the adrenal glands and does nothing to fight acids. So, I don't know about that strategy. It's not. I mean, you know, the more that I get into this, the more that I really respect nature, and the more that I really respect the body, and the more I really respect the foods that were given to us to eat, and to leave the complexities to nature. You know, you're running 100 trillion cells in your body right now, all in synchronization, all talking to each other. Each cell knows where it is, what it's supposed to be doing. You know, your eye cell knows it's an eye cell. Your fingernail cell knows it's a fingernail cell. So it's just the intelligence that is here is just magnificent. We just have to align back with it. And it's so simple, you know? It's so complex on Mother Nature's part, but so simple on our part. Yet we want to complicate it. We can't get it right. You know, we want to throw our intellectualism in on it and all these things. And I think I told this story last week about when I was a kid and I wanted Tang instead of orange juice. Tang is a bunch of crystals, you know, invented by NASA scientists or whatever for the astronauts or whatever hype they were doing, but they got me and I wanted Tang, but I didn't trust nature. I trusted the NASA astronauts and John Glenn or whoever was drinking it on the commercial. So, you know, we we don't really understand just how, you know, how magical an apple is, or an orange, and all that. And I know I preach this, and you know, it just resonates as truth with me, you know. And you don't need all this fake stuff. And God forbid you take Lipitor because you want to go to the Outback Steakhouse and have the prime rib extra big cut, you know. God help you. So anyways, let's see. It was a bad one. He's badly disabled. I want him to improve his quality of life and gain back some sort of independence. Thanks again. Yeah, you know, he's got to rebuild neurologically. There's been some neurological damage, and I, you know, to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of experience with neurological cases. But Dr. Morse does. He's been doing this 45 years, and he has gotten MS patients up out of wheelchairs. And what he says over and over again, if you listen to him, he says that fruits, berries, and melons are the only thing that has the energetics to reignite and regenerate. Regenerate is the key. Regenerate nerve tissue. Regeneration is the key. The body will start to rebuild. Okay, when the minute you start taking in a high fruit, high raw food diet, you're detoxing. Okay, you're starting a detox, and you're also starting regeneration. Okay, the levels of regeneration necessary for nerve and brain tissue is high, but there can be some improvement. You want to get circulation going up in the head, which means you want to drain lymph out of the head. You got to clear that gunk out. Okay, the mucus and the acidic, stagnant, hardened lymph's got to be cleared out. You do that through herbs. He's got the upper circulation, the brain and nerve formulas. You know, these are some great herbs to take. You want to also drain the GI tract. The GI tract is the trunk of the tree. The head sits on top of it. The head drains down into it. Okay, so nothing's going anywhere unless that trunk is clean and you got a good flow going down. Okay. Of course, kidneys are the key to everything. Everything we talk about here. First stop in detoxification is the kidneys. Why? It's the doorway out. Okay? For toxins, for toxic lymph, it's the doorway out of there, out of the body. You got a closed door, right? The kidneys are there to clean the lymph, the dirty lymph, to filter it. You got a closed door, what do you got? You got it going back into the body, recirculating back. Doesn't make any sense, right? So first stop, no matter what, no matter, you know, strokes or just trying to up your you know, your prana, your chi, your life force, is always the kidneys. You know, this is the key to detoxification and regeneration, and it's the key to life. Okay, these are really important. That you've got to have a clean sewer. You know, running an acidic sewer is painful. You know, and it's debilitating, and it's just energetically not the place to be. So yeah, you know, all those things work together. You know, a true detox is four separate areas. Okay, so kidneys number one. Okay, then you got to stimulate the lymph. You know, there's herbs. You know, and just going on the fruits, we'll do that too. You want to get the lymph moving. Your citrus fruits, especially, are astringent. That means they pull. You know, they pull toxins. They stimulate. Okay, so with the high fruit and the herbs, you're gonna move some lymph. Okay, this is great through exercise as well. So you got the kidneys number one, lymph number two. Don't overstimulate the lymph until those kidneys are opened up and filtering. I have a video called Kidney Filtration. It teaches you all about this and how to see if you're filtering. You basically pee into a mason jar and look and see if there's clouds in there. But there's tricks to that. So it's about a 5 or 6 minute video. It gives you all these little tricks and all that. It's really a key piece of information. So get the kidneys filtering, get the lymph going, get the GI tract going. Super important. You know, Dr. Morse has got the stomach and bowels formulas. And then if you want to up the game, you got the GI broom, which is fantastic. This stuff is just, I mean, I've got to put it in capsules. It's so strong for me. I can't get it down. This is powerful stuff. And this pulls toxins out of the bowel walls. You know, most of these colon cleanses and all that, and these colonics and all that, they get the impacted big stuff out. You know, the gross material out, and this is great. But you've got to go in there and pull toxins out of the walls of the bowels, and you got to remove mucoid plaque, which is a plaque from eating all this processed food that lines the intestines, which blocks absorption and traps toxins and acids and parasites. So, you know, a lot of lymph moves through the bowels. So by cleaning that, you've got a clear channel for everything else that feeds into that, okay? And then last but not least, so we've got 1, 2, 3, now number 4 is your endocrine glands. Your glands control everything, bodily processes. You got the pituitary up top, the master gland that controls everything. The pituitary's blocked. You've got a lot of lymph stagnation up in the head. You can see that in the eyes. Just look at the top of the eyes. If it looks all cloudy up there, or you see the dark spots there, you got some problems. Because if the pituitary's not good, you can clean the other glands and nothing's going to happen because they're not being directed by the master gland. You've got the thyroid and the parathyroid in the throat area. Okay, these are very important endocrine glands. You've got the pancreas, okay, for digestion, and then you've got the adrenal glands, which is super important. They sit on top of the kidneys. They control the kidneys. So if they're down, kidneys are down. And they make, like I said, they make these important corticosteroids that fight acids. They make neurotransmitters that run the nervous system. So if the adrenals are down, your nerves are shot. Adrenals are down, you got anxiety. If your parathyroid's down, you got depression. I mean, endocrine glands need to be functioning, you know. So this is number 4. So you want to hit these all at the same time, okay? If you're serious about detox, if you have any kind of a condition that you're not happy with and you need to get remedy, you need to go on a 4-way detox. And Dr. Morse has got a thing called the Fab 4, which is a great kit to get. It will help you, help you get this detox going. If you're more serious, you're going to have to move up to his 14-week protocols and things like that. But this is all really important stuff if you really want to truly detox and get that lymph clean. And you know, the good news is once you get the lymph clean, you know, once you really do some real detoxification, really clean that lymph, I mean, you're good to go. You know, unless you fall back, you know, into a lifestyle that's going to reclog you. But you're going to, you know, let's say you're 30 or 40 years old, you're going to clean out so much. And you're not going to, you know, you don't have to have these high fruit diets the rest of your life and all these kinds of things if you don't want to. You may just want to, though. But once you get clean, you can do what you want. But if you gunk it up, you'll know to go back and do these things again. So let's see if something else is coming up here. Michael, get him the videos. Eating 3rd edition. Oh, okay, yeah, 3rd edition Forks Over Knives on Netflix. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's a really great documentary. I'm glad people are out there making things like that. You know, very well put together, and you know, we've all seen we know the basics. I mean, you know, we've been so educated. This Super Size Me was such a great hit. Morgan Spurlock, I even know his name. I mean, he became famous off this documentary, and the transition that his body went through in 30 days was just unbelievable. Glands and organs were shutting down. He was gaining weight like crazy, bloated. I mean, I think he was approaching diabetes. I mean, it's just unbelievable eating that stuff, and you know, it goes to show you it's just completely unnatural. I mean, you know, when you have companies that that have laboratories with guys in white coats and they're mixing chemicals to see what tastes better or what gives, you know, the hamburger bun a better feel. You know, they're playing with things. You know, they're playing with chemistry that is just not natural. And of course, we're going to develop conditions that aren't natural. I don't know how natural cancer is in the natural world. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know that our animals can get cancer, but I think a lot of that is from us feeding them the food that was giving us cancer. So back to nature, back to the garden. Like they said in Jesus Christ Superstar, it's time to get back to the garden. The Garden of Eden, and eat the fruits, eat the things that are meant for us. And I just read that this guy that runs this pharmaceutical company named, I think it's Gilead Pharmaceuticals. He got paid as executive compensation in 2013 for the year 2013. He got paid $180 million. Okay, I don't know what drugs they're making and what they cost, but I think they could probably lower the price. Some of these drugs are outrageously expensive, but that's just unbelievable. And I don't think it's a conspiracy that we're being poisoned or whatever. I just think that it's the way people operate, and the way the corporations operate is they look at the bottom line. The shareholders want a return. They want a dividend, and they want that stock price to go up. Okay, so they'll bring in a guy, a CEO, who's the head of the company. He runs the company, and this guy has got a reputation of being a fighter. Okay, he's had success, and he's turned other companies around, or he's delivered to the bottom line. Okay, and they pay these guys a lot. I mean, the amount of these CEOs making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars a year. I mean, make your head spin. But if they don't deliver to the bottom line profits, they're out of a job. They're gone, and they know this. So these guys are aggressive, and they're ruthless. So in this field, though, if you cure a patient, that's a customer lost. The best customer is somebody that takes your drug over and over again for life. It's not the guy that gets well. It's the guy that becomes a customer for life. Okay? The repeat business. So you spend your money marketing to this guy, that look at the drug ads on TV. I mean, they're unbelievable. And you market to this guy, and it costs a lot of money. But once you got him, you got him. You got a cash machine. So their interests, the corporate interests, are not the same interests as the individual. You're, as a sovereign individual, your interest is in being healthy. Without health, you have nothing. I know it's a cliche, but I had fibromyalgia. That's how I came to all this. And I got to tell you, when you have something like that, and you start to see your life changing radically, from being an active person, from being a surfer and a skier, to wanting to be a couch potato, it's really devastating. So, your interest is in wellness. And for me, I'm not just talking about normal wellness. I'm not just talking about a guy in his 50s that is not overweight, and I've got energy and whatever. But I'm talking about a level that's, Jack LaLanne was towing rowboats at 80, swimming to Catalina and all these things. I mean, the human body is capable of just fantastic things, and we don't have to go down. We don't have to go down to degenerative disease because we're over acidifying the body, and we're not cleaning our lymph system. And for some reason, nobody talks about our sewer system. I mean, Dr. Morse when I found him, I go, God, how come I never heard this information? This is unbelievable. We have a sewer system. We have a lymph system that's the immune system as well, and there's a way to clean it, and that fruits are the best cleaner. I mean, this is such unbelievable news. This is so fantastic, and it doesn't require anything fancy. It doesn't require that I go see a doctor and get all these tests and get on all these drugs and all these things. a lot of the diagnosis you can do on yourself. There's a lot of evidence the body gives you. Kidney filtration, number one. You know, basal temperatures. Get a basal temperature thermometer. See what your you got to be 97.8 to 98.2 in the morning when you stick the basal thermometer under your arm. These are tests you can do. You can test the pH of your urine, test the pH of your saliva. There's all kinds of things. You can pinch your skin if it's brittle. You got calcium problems. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can take control, take your power back, and don't give it to corporations. And you don't. I know these drug ads are very alluring. I mean, I saw one a few weeks ago. I've unplugged my TV, by the way. I don't get the cable anymore. I get Netflix and things like that. But they made it was some disease. I think it was osteoporosis or something, and they made it look so much fun. This woman took this magical pill, and she's out. She's got gray hair and she looks great. Former model, and her husband's a former model, and they're out riding their bicycles everywhere, having picnics, and just dancing in the flowers. And it's not that way in real life, because if you've got osteoporosis, you have got serious lymphatic problems, serious parathyroid problems. So, it's not going to be dancing in the daisy. Let's see if we got anybody else up. Best fruit to break a fast in your opinion? Oh, okay. Well, it depends on the kind of fast. Are you talking a water fast or a fruit fast? I don't know. It all depends on the level you're going. Like I said, if you think of it as the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal, the pedal to the metal is going to be your water fast, and your mono fruit fast, your grape fast, okay, watermelon fast, things like that. Those are very powerful. Lemon fast, So you want to go down a level or two back from that to break that fast. In other words, you don't want to be doing a 100% grape fast and then go have yourself a big old salad with a bunch of beets on there and carrots and all that kind of stuff. That might really cause some problems. So you'd want to ease back. From high fruits, a great way to go back, it would be go to the sweet fruits. If you're doing a lot of citrus, right, the level back from what we call the acid fruits is the subacid fruits, and those are going to be your apples and your peaches and pears and things like that. So you can go from the lemons, to those, and then the level back from that are your sweet fruits, and those are your bananas and your dates, and raisins and things like that. So you can go back, a level like that. But I wouldn't go all the way back. I would certainly not break any kind of a fruit fast or mono fast or water fast with anything cooked. That'd be my short answer. No cooked. Don't break a fast with cooked. And that's been known to cause some really serious problems. Your body can go into a major shock. So I hope that answers your question. I'm going to be leading us on a 3-day a 3-day fast, and I think it's going to be a grape fast. So I think it'd be great to start it on a Friday and end it on a Sunday, with me checking in with you every day, and we can talk about what's going on and hopefully motivate you to stay with it. And a 3-day grape fast can turn into a 5-day pretty easily. You can say, well, it's Sunday, I still feel I can go. If I did 3, I can do 5. So then now it's Tuesday. You go, wow, if I did 5, I can do 10. So hopefully we can get something going here. I know it's starting to get cold. We have a storm. I'm in Ventura, California. We have a little storm coming in right now. So I know it's kind of hard. I know it's kind of hard in the wintertime to do these, but it can be done if you can get your hands on the grapes. I know everybody lives in different parts of the country. I don't know what the grape availability is, but certainly the watermelons are out of season, but we could probably do some grapes, and so that'd be really interesting to do, and to get the feedback as we go. But I don't know if you guys can talk to me about what your experience has been with detoxification. What kind of problems have you run into? What are your concerns? You know, um, how do you turn the Titanic around? How do you go from a person that loves their routine, their comfort food? You've got your family and they all sit down to dinner at 6 o'clock, and you're the guy eating a salad or having a bowl of fruit. Is that hard on you? What's going to happen this Thanksgiving? Are you going to be the weirdo in the corner, not having the turkey? Well, I know I'm going to be that guy, because I don't eat animals, and I don't want to bog myself down, and I might have a little, I might have a little bit of potato, sweet potato. I might have some green beans. I might have some stuffing, a little tiny bit, some cranberry. I might do all that. Just a personal thing. I'm not going to touch the meat, but I might dabble in everything and make a tiny little thing, and I'll blow right through that, no problem, no big deal. But there's ways to integrate this with your life, and you'll get to know that as you do it. It's not that big of a deal. But I would say that the one thing that you always want to avoid, if there's one thing you want to avoid in life as far as food, it's dairy. And I can't stress that enough. What happens with dairy is, after the age of 2, your body doesn't make lactase anymore, and it breaks down the protein, okay, and the milk protein. So the body then says, wait a minute, we've got a foreign protein here. So the body sends out white blood cells, okay, to attack the foreign protein, which causes mucus, which causes inflammation. Mucus backs up in the body, clogs the lymph system. Lymph system slows down in certain areas, becomes acidic and toxic, becomes a breeding ground, a culturing medium, as Dr. Morse says, for pathogens, bacteria, funguses, parasites, viruses, whatever. And we blame these microbes for our problems, but we caused the problem by backing up our sewer. They're just animals looking for a meal, just like us, okay? And their great meal happens to be a dirty cesspool. So it's our fault. So basically, we got to take responsibility, okay? And the first thing is just no dairy, okay? No milk. If you're gonna have cheese, I mean, at least the cheese is got some enzymes and whatever, and you can have a tiny little bit. But having big glasses of milk or big bowls of ice cream, I love the taste of cheese, and if I do have any, it's just a small little bit. And it's amazing if you don't eat cheese a lot. One tiny little bit is just so fantastic. It's so amazing, So you don't, you need to really avoid dairy, and really the killer ice cream is just the killer. It's got the sugar in it. Which is also acidic and mucus forming, and then you've got the dairy in there. So plus all the other emulsifiers. We got somebody coming in. Let's see. As a beginning faster, what type of fast would you suggest? Water, grape, juice fast, etc. Okay, this is Jamar. It all depends. It all depends on what, where are you at lymphatically? Have you detoxed? Have you ever detoxed? Are you, how acidic are you? To be a standard American diet eater and to jump into a water fast could cause a lot of problems. You need to ease into that. If coming out of a standard American diet, first thing to do is go 100% raw, 100% raw. Okay, fruit until noon, longer if you can, and a big salad at night. And if that's too much, then have more salads. Have a big salad at lunch and have a big salad at dinner. Okay, but still do the fruit until noon. Okay, and that's a great entry level. I hope that answers your question. And then mono fruit fast and water fast, that's something That's something a lot more, lot more. That's a bigger level. So it depends. If you've already done a lot of detoxification, you can probably do that. Okay. Let's see. All right. So Zingzu says, "Are you suggesting an all fruit diet or only for detox?" Thanks. Um, you can do all fruit. A lot of people do, but you'd have to have really high quality fruits. You know, a lot of people say, well, if I'm eating only fruit, I'm going to be missing some certain things, and that can be true if you're not getting the highest quality. You're not doing herbs. You got to remember, if you're doing herbs on top of this, if you're doing the Dr. Morse herbs, or if you're making your own, you can make your own herbal formulas, and those have a lot of nutrition in them. Also, they have a lot of vitamins and all those kinds of things. And so yeah, if you're going to do 100% fruit, you got to have high quality fruit, and you probably should have some herbs too. But by adding some green drinks and some salads and a lot of fruit, you're going to do great. Okay, and you're going to get a lot of nutrition. There's a lot of nutrition in this food. Okay, yeah, for detox, you want to be at least 80% fruit. Okay, and yeah, high fruit, and certainly 100% raw. Okay, fruits and vegetables. If you start getting into nuts and seeds, and you soak them, to activate the enzymes and to take away some of the acidity that's naturally on them, so animals don't eat the whole tree at once. um, I don't suggest it while you're detoxing. While you're doing your regular diet, you can do that a little bit. Yeah, sure. Okay, I was motivated after your last video and a group I'm in with Master Gino. I don't know Master Gino, to start a grape juice fast. I'm on day 3 now. On my grape. Well, congratulations. I don't know who Master Gino is. I'll look him up though. If he's leading you guys on grape juice fast, he's okay in my book. That's fantastic. And good luck on that, Jeff. That's awesome. You might just find yourself going farther with that. And these things are great. I mean, you'll reach some really really high levels of energy, and I haven't started to talk about the spiritual side of this because I'm going to wait until I have a core audience before I freak everybody out. But I can tell you right now that fruit is a spiritual food, and if you have any spiritual inclinations in you at all, you're gonna find some really wonderful things are happening. And I'll go into that later. I know Dr. Morse is really great at that, and he's so inspirational, and so he understands the different levels of existence, and is able to communicate that. And I'm new at this whole thing. I mean, this is my second video. I'm getting better, I guess. I'm not saying as much, I hope. Probably when I rewind this or listen to the thing, I'll hear a lot of knows. But last one I said all the time. So I think I'm getting better. I'm a little more conscious of it. If you hear me doing it, please say something. I'm trying to get rid of a few quirks that I have, and so. But anyways, where were we? So grape juice fast, Master Gino, good, Master Gino, excellent. Carry on, Jeff. Try to try to keep that going as long as you can. Jamar's back. A vegan, just fruits and veggies right now. No meats for weeks. Good. All right. Awesome. Fantastic. That's Jamar. Jeff again. Dry fast from 6 p.m. till next day around 11. Then sip grape juice throughout the day. So far, so good. Jeff, what are you working on? Are you working on anything special? Is it a condition? Or are you just doing this just to lose weight, look better, whatever? Let me know. Chat me up on that. I'd like to know why you're doing the dry fast. I haven't done one in so long. I remember though. I remember the first few days being so hungry, and I was living up in Aspen, Colorado at the time, and I was working in a supermarket, and so it was tough. There was all that food around, and I was skiing, and I was hungry. I was so hungry for a few days. But I think after the third day, it just all left, and I couldn't believe it. And then the energy came. It was really amazing. I should go do another one. Okay, Andrea is back with the cat. Yeah, I didn't answer your question, and you've got a 20-year-old cat, and that's so fantastic because cats, I think their average lifespan is what, 15 or less than 20. I know some can go longer, but you've done something right here. And I know you have her on some herbs and some kidney herbs with kidney disease, yeah, and you can't do too much, that of the Dr. Morse herbs with the cats, a few drops or whatever. I don't know how much you're doing, but the kidney herbs and the neurological problems, um, yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew more about this. Neurological problems. I mean, if I don't know the cats, I just don't think they're gonna eat berries. I don't think. I mean, you could use the endocrine formula. I don't know if they're gonna be able to process the berries, because the berries are great for the glands, which are gonna help the adrenals. Um, Kidney and lymph one, yeah, you got to move some lymph. Adrenal formula. So she has been organic raw. Um, I think you had said last week that she was starting to get a tumor in her neck. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, large tumor in her neck. Ah, boy. I don't know much about this, but if it was a human, I mean, obviously, you know, you don't want to have any acid forming foods in there. Cats are carnivores, though. How do you? I mean, if there's a way to get pre-digested protein into that cat instead of having the cat, have that kidney load from the meats. I don't know if they make a pre-digested meat protein for cats. This might take a lot of the pressure off of those kidneys. These are just thoughts. I'm kind of just digging from my knowledge base here. If the cat can respond to some fruits, those glands will come up. Um, Moving lymph, can you test a cat for kidney filtration? Can you get a sample and see if there's clouds in there? Holding a cat still is difficult. Um, you know, uh, yeah, I mean, the difference, of course, between the cats and the humans is the GI tract. I mean, they have a completely different GI tract. They are true carnivores. They're one of the only true carnivores. We're frugivores, so we have a completely different GI tract. So yeah, those things. Andrea, I would really look into that pre-digested protein thing. Proteins are so hard on us. They really are. I mean, they're acidic. They're hard on the kidneys. They're mucus causing. Um, that might help there, and certainly you're doing the right herbs. You're doing the right thing there. Um, 2 drops 3 times a day. Stomach and bowel. I don't know how much the stomach and bowel is going to do because they have such a short GI tract, and it's so different. You can try it. You can up the dosages and see what effect that has. Just monitor the cat as much as you can. Um, keep the cat calm and all that. I think it's you know I think it's the cat is getting old, and it things might be shutting down a little bit here, but these are things you can do to help. And let me know about that if you come back next week. Let me know if there is a protein that's pre-digested for the cats. You can email me. We can look some things up. I can help you. Okay. Um, Jeff, I think I missed this. Mitochondrial myopathy, 20 years of statin meds and the standard American diet. All right. All right. So all right. So you're trying to get rid of some arterial issues here. Jeff? Have you done detoxification? Have you tried this? Have you been on? Tell me about your detoxification path. How long you've been on fruits and all that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, the statins. Are you still on the statins? Are you trying to get off of them? Um, When did you come off of that standard American diet? Um, Yeah, detoxification is the answer, of course. You have to be able to, um, not have that liver want to make these things, the cholesterol. You don't want to have the body fight acids that hard. Strong adrenals and a mucusless diet, a alkaline diet, this does wonders. This stuff starts reversing. And this is the key to it. It's very simple. It's really, really simple. Um, yeah, though, going on a hard water fast. If I don't know if you're jumping right into this or not. Um, I would suggest you have some guidance on this. If this, if you're not really familiar with doing this with this type of condition. Again, Lauren Lockman can help with that. Give you some guidance on that. But Jeff, been with Marcy doing herbs with Dr. Morse, off statins a few years now. I can read iridology well. Great. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, Marcy's great. Yeah, fantastic. Um, Excellent. So you got off your statins. That's so great. Congratulations. Gary Reese. Gary's a friend of mine. Awesome. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, Gary's one of those people that has felt the magic of fruit. He was amazed. He was absolutely amazed. He went. I think he did a couple days on grapes and just said it's just unbelievable what how a light came on. So yeah, it's not that. It doesn't take much to get people to really get excited about this. If you can just tell all the naysayers, just say, do a couple of days on grapes and see what happens. See how you feel. Unless they kick in a detox and get a bunch of acids released and get major headaches, they're probably going to like you though for that, and you can take it from there. Jeff is starting to filter a little now. Ah, okay. I don't know how long you've been with Marcy, but I'm glad to hear you're filtering. This is the key. When you're filtering, the process is really, the detoxification process is really ramping up. The door is open now. The lymph is moving. The kidneys are starting to, if they were inflamed, every single cell in the body has got lymph surrounding it, right? So lymph stagnation in the kidneys is just like anywhere else. So it shows you that the kidneys are, the inflammation is leaving the kidneys. They're starting to do their job. They're starting to filter, and they're coming online. And this is fantastic. It shows you that lymph is moving. So this is great. You got a little filtration. Check your urine a lot, and I check mine all the time, and it runs in cycles. I mean, some days I just get massive filtration. Other days it's light. Sometimes I'll filter, and if I'm drinking a lot of liquids, it'll actually go clear. But as long as you have little speckles in there, you're getting some filtration. But this is great, Jeff. You've got the door open, and just keep pushing it, and let us know when you get the big blast. I mean, it's exciting. It's almost, you should almost light some firecrackers off when you get that, because when you get a real big release, it's really fantastic, and you can actually feel it in the body. You can actually feel the body getting getting rid of acids and toxins. It's amazing. I had prostate pressure, and when I started getting real filtration, that just goodbye, fantastic. Oh, you're welcome, Jeff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Marcy's probably got you on some great herbs there. And one thing I found is that what really helps kicking in kidney filtration is the GI broom. So she may have started with stomach and bowels formulas just to ease you into it, but when you go to the GI broom, it can really kick up the kidney filtration for some reason. I don't know what that is, but it seemed to work for me and other people, other clients that I've talked to. The GI broom can really kick it in. And also, of course, the Heal All Tea and the Jivana tea, drinking that can help with that as well. and the more astringent the fruits, and the monofruit fast, the grapes or the lemon or the master cleanse, these kinds of things can really kick it in. And so we're coming to a close here at 7:29. I hope I answered your questions. I have an email address, mark@markjamesgordon.com. Please feel free, make comments up here. I'll try to answer all your questions. I'm here to help. I'm here to spread the word. I'm here to basically give back, because I found remedy. I found such great relief from my problems through this, that I'm obligated to everyone to share this information. I know it sounds corny, but I'm keeping my end of the bargain. I said, if I can get out of this, I will become a servant, and that's what I'm doing. I'm a messenger of this information. And that's all. And I don't know it all. I'm trying to learn more, and with your help, we can all do this together. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure chatting with you all, and thanks for interacting. This makes it so good. It's just nice to know people are out there, and that we have questions. And Andrea, good luck with your cat. Keep us posted, and maybe we can email about that pre-digested protein idea. Okay. Good night, and God bless, and keep up the good work. And fruits, berries, and melons, 100% raw. And we'll see you next week.